Hi, Rock-afire fans. I need your help. There's been a break-in at the new museum in Palatka, and I'm pretty sure that it's one of the fans out there, an obsessed fan, someone who wants to steal some things from me. We have noticed some things missing, among which are master tapes. So somebody wanted my master tapes and has taken what they wanted, tapes out of the cabinet. Other things in the building, which I'm not going to go into any great detail describing right now, that we believe are missing, but it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. But I didn't really realize this was going on, and it may have been going on for a while. It may be that this wasn't the first time it happened. But last night, I caught some video on my security system of the person walking through my new museum at 12:30 at night. And this person was just kind of creeping through the building with no lights on, like he really knew his way around. And there was no sign of entry. So it had to be an inside job. Somebody has figured out how to get in and out of that building without detection, without anybody knowing, and without passing by my other two cameras. Now I'm gonna have a lot more cameras up after this, but the camera that caught this person was a new camera. In fact, as they passed by the camera, they turned around and looked and said, "Whoa, is that a new camera?" That's what it looked like they were saying. And I'm going to show you the video footage now. Here it is. That's it. That's all I've got. Notice the timestamp, 00:33:37. That means just after midnight. It's 12:33 a.m. and 37 seconds. Something very curious and interesting is that the cameras were all turned off in my building. All three cameras were turned off at the same time at 00:33. How I ended up with this video footage that happened at 00:33:37 and a few seconds before is a mystery that I have not any explanation for. I only have two possible things I can even suggest. One is divine intervention, and the other is that this is a ghost going through my building. Now, I don't really believe that. I really believe this is a fan who has somehow mastered getting into my building without detection and turns off the cameras when he comes in, takes what he wants, and then turns the cameras back on. In this case, the cameras were turned back on at 00:39 exactly, 6 minutes exactly. And why I got this footage at 00:33:37 is such a mystery. It came in as an alert and as an event. So I looked at the event. I said, "Oh man, there's somebody in my building," and it was 00:33:37. And I went and checked all of the footage on all of my cameras, and all of the cameras had been shut off 37 seconds earlier. How I ended up with this event is unexplainable. I don't know. I hope we come up with the answer to that. But right now, I cannot tell you, except all I can tell you is that there's a 6-minute gap on the microchip inside the cameras that says that the camera was turned off and that this footage at 00:33:37 should not exist. Let's look at it again. He enters the field of view as if he's coming from the back of the building where the show is. And we're looking at the front door, the only door that I know of that you could actually get in and into the building with a key. So I don't know how he got in there. Is he living in the attic? I don't know. Okay, we've been up in the attic. We haven't found anybody living up there. But this is how he came in to the scene. And he looks like he's wearing a hoodie, and it looks like a fuzzy white hoodie, but it could be any color because the only light that's actually in that room right now is the light that's coming from the camera. He looks like he was a little surprised to see a camera up there because, that has a little red light on it or a blue light, probably a red one, and he said, he looked at it twice. It looked like he turned and looked at it twice and then kept moving. So he disappeared behind those shelves for just a moment. And then he peeked back around the shelves as if he couldn't believe there was another camera there. as if he'd been here a number of times, as if this was a surprise. Like he knew his way around perfectly. He knew how to turn the cameras off. He knew how to get what he wanted and get out of there and take the cameras back on and never be detected. But this time, he was caught, and you can tell that he knew he was caught. Even how quickly he went behind those shelves again after seeing the camera and verifying that he was caught shows what happened. He knew we got him. Let's take another look at the whole scene again in slow motion. What is that thing he's holding? Is that a fuzzy hoodie? Does anyone out there know anyone who has a hoodie like that or dresses like that? Peekaboo, we caught you. Here's a still frame that I blew up to see if we could see his face better. It kind of looks like he's wearing black horn-rimmed glasses. Let's see. I'm not sure if that nose is a little pointy or whether or not that's a figment of my imagination due to maybe some background stuff. I don't know. Does anyone know this person? I blew up a picture of him looking around that bookshelf, but it didn't come out too good. But you can see something weird with his mouth, like he's holding something in his mouth. I don't know. But anyway, it's for whatever purposes that this might serve. Here's the picture. Here's another picture I still framed to see if I could figure out what that was he was holding. I looked at it and thought, maybe that's the raccoon off of the Hard Luck Bears show, or the skunk. I don't know. But after having checked the building today, those things are still there. So he didn't take the raccoon or the skunk. We don't know what he's holding, but it looks like he's holding it with both hands. My email address is in the description below. If you can help me figure out who this person is, I promise that I will reward you. I will not let him know who turned him in. Your identity will be kept confidential. No one will know. So I'm asking for your help to help me find this person. He's going to be someone who is either selling or bragging about his new collection of things that he's gotten. It might be someone who lives in Florida or who has easy access to Florida. It might be someone who's been to my shop before, who could actually have figured out a way to get in and out without me knowing it. Who knows? I don't know. But I need your help to find him. And I'm going to reward the person who actually turns over this culprit to me. I'm going to reward you very well, not with money, but with great Rock-afire stuff that almost nobody has. Rare merchandise or treasures that I have, something that I can do to reward you to catch this criminal who has broken into our museum and caused us this distress. So help me out. Let's see if we can find him. Thank you.